Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. And all I ask for in return is for you guys to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video and that you found it helpful and informative. And my most previous video about Zomedica, we reached 122 likes. Let's see if we can go ahead and beat that for today's video. So I hope you guys find this helpful and that you find it worthwhile. So don't forget to click on that like button so that we can beat the previous video of 122 likes, because it helps out the YouTube channel, and that way it lets me know that I'm doing something correctly and I'm helping more and more subscribers, viewers, and investors. Now stay tuned towards the end of this video because I do have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to add to your watch list moving forward if you don't have it already. So I'm excited to share that with you guys, but let's jump into Zomedica Corp here. And Zomedica is sitting at 224 after hitting a low of way down here of 194 early on in the beginning of the day. So let's go ahead and see our new resistance and support. So this support down here is super important. You want to keep it in mind, 194, 193, give or take, because that's the lowest point touched in this bearish run. And we're going to talk about why it fell so fast and how the investors reacted and why we're running right back up as I speak. So let's go ahead and put this to its correct location, our new support and resistance, much more narrow. And we're going to look at the 50-day moving average and the peak. But what is it that pulled this down? So yesterday, Zomedica announced its first commercial sale of its Truforma platform. So a lot of investors took this as like the launch, and a lot of people are saying this is the launch, and a lot of investors were expecting more than just one sale. So it actually made a lot of investors say, oh my gosh, I got to get out. I got to get out. So they talk about who actually went ahead and invested, which is a veterinary specialist back in New York. New York is the location. You can see it right here. And it's the president of Guardian Veterinarian Specialists, a 29,000 square foot advanced emergency critical care and specialty hospital in New York. So one thing that I like is that it's an advanced emergency critical care specialty hospital. So that's what Truforma is going to be a game changer in, because they do their results in less than 20 minutes. So advanced emergency critical care is going to be one of their niches, and such a big hospital already buying Truforma is going to be a big deal. But there's two things that Truforma needs to prove. It needs to prove cost of efficiency, so it needs to be efficient and cost effective. Okay? That's the one thing, efficient and cost effective in total, so that it can go ahead and beat others. And then maybe, just maybe, Zomedica can start to rob a little bit of that market share that's out there, or take the piece of the pie that they deserve. Let's put it that way. So Zomedica started to pull down because it was just one sale. And a lot of people were expecting it to happen towards, the launch on the 30th. I'm not sure what this meant or what was Zomedica as a company's goal to do this and actually make it public. But I think that this is just the beginning of the run that we're anticipating towards the end of this month, or it can make things a little turbulent until more sales happen, because one sale, a lot of investors look at that as kind of negative. So right now it's sitting at 225. I mean, it ran up from those lows and the peak was way up here at 275. So you definitely want to keep in mind that this did touch almost $3, and it rejected itself a little bit before it could have continued closer to $2.99, $3 range, which we want it to break that point. If it can break through that, I could definitely see Zomedica on its way to 350, maybe 4, and closer to 5 if things run up pretty dramatically. But right now, this recovery here is the fact that a lot of investors probably were like, okay, so it's sold, but there's an opportunity here. It sold one, and it's a big hospital, critical care. This is just the beginning of the sales. So there's going to be a lot more coming in the next few weeks, or maybe closer to the true launch date, because a lot of people are saying, oh, the launch date is no longer on the 30th. This was it. But I don't believe that. I mean, just one sale, this is just the first of many. So a lot of investors probably realize, okay, this pullback might be an opportunity. And then with everything going on in the market looking pretty good, the Federal Reserve calming things down today or keeping things kind of leveled, it's actually making the stock run, and the anticipation is still there towards the end of the month. And after all the articles that we talked about back in this video, right? We talked about the article saying, this is a speculative play. You want to be aware of that. And if revenue grows over the year, this could be a long one, right? But in the short term, many investors can go ahead and take advantage of the Truforma launch. So I think this is an indirect form of the launch because this is the first of many, okay? There's many more to come. Now, if that's the only one, that could be a big red flag. But let's go ahead and look at our support and resistance. So our support here currently is at this point. It's the lowest point before it ran up, and that's 210. If that gets broken through, you definitely want to watch this carefully between 210 and all the way down here at 196 to see if the bulls try to reappear and bring it back up, or if the bears are tearing this one down fairly fast. Now, we are in bearish territory, and the 50-day moving average is 229. Anything below that is bearish. Anything above that is bullish. But before getting there, the first resistance level to break through is 228. That needs to be turned into a support. The bulls need to pull away from it to reach newer highs. And then their next goal is to break through this point of reference here of 236 to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. As always, guys, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video, and it helps out the YouTube channel. Stay tuned till the end because we do have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss. Welcome back, everyone, to another video here with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video, that you found it helpful and informative, and that you learned something new. So here we are with the website to one of the companies that ARK Invest has been buying as the dip of the correction had recently started. All the way to this point, they've been loading up. We're going to look at their position, how much it's grown. I caught it on the first date that they started buying, and as it continued to go lower, they just kept on adding more, and as it's starting to kind of recover and rebalance itself, they just keep on adding more. And you know how ARK Invest believes in 3D printing. This is a 3D printing company that's going to go through a SPAC merger. So this is the website, Mark Forged. I definitely recommend you check it out to learn more about the company. But let's look at how ARK Invest has reacted. And we've been talking about this one since I started to see strength. So we went ahead and talked about this one over the weekend. And I stated over at the Patreon that A1, this is a SPAC merger that has been pulling down due to the market conditions in the last month, but picked up steam recently. The merger has not been finalized, and it should switch from A1 to MKFG sometime close to the beginning of the summer once the merger is finalized. So it's still in the process. It's not even guaranteed. But now, one of the things that this is very interesting about is ARK Invest has been loading up on this one while it has been falling within the last month. They have went from holding around 300,000 to 1.5 million shares in just a month. That's a bold approach, getting into this one early because the merger has not been finalized. While sitting at $12, it's looking interesting. The closer to 10, the more interesting it gets. I will post a link down below for you guys to see the company and so forth. And I even saw an article. But if you guys want to know live updates and weekly updates on when I'm looking at different ticker symbols, you can join over at the Patreon. You'll gain access to all the ones I've talked about previously and the ones I'm going to talk about in the near future as the weeks go by. So we've been talking about this one and watching this one, and I definitely talked about how, on the RSI it's pulling upwards, the MACD, there's almost a cross here, crossing section that it can continue to pull up possibly, and there's some recovery, but we wanted to watch it to see if there was a pullback since the whole market was pulling back, on Monday, slight recovery. Then yesterday it looked a little bit red, and today it got green. So we'll see how things play out the rest of this week. But, at $12, this is looking like a bold decision from ARK Invest to be buying on the way down and on the way up. Okay, very, very interesting. So let's go ahead and see here their chart, and then we're going to look at how ARK Invest has added up. I basically stated it there, but I want you guys to see it in their ETFs and their PDFs that I have. So here we have it, seeing it going downwards. So the first time that they registered a purchase was back on the 24th, okay? So on the 24th of February, that's where this was running up, okay? And then it started to pull down since the 25th, and it hit a bottom here of 10.30, ran back up to 13.70 and some change, pulled back down, and it's sitting at 12.38. So let's look at how ARK Invest has reacted since. So when I did that post on Patreon, they had 1.5 million. Let's see if they've actually gone up a little bit, and that's going to tell you how bold they are about this, because even when it's pulling back, if they're buying more, that's pretty big. So here's on the 24th, and you can see A1 right here, 208,917 shares. That was on the 24th of February in RQ. So let's go ahead and pull up the 16th, which was yesterday, right, of March, RQ, and we're going to look for A1. So A1's right here, and they have 1.6 million. 1,600,174 shares. They're being bold. When I posted it on Patreon, they had 1.5, and that was over the weekend. So A1 is definitely going to be maybe number 2 NNDM. That's the way I'm seeing it. That's how bold they're being about it. And I feel like they don't want to miss out on this, because they probably feel like they've missed out like on other ones that have grown tremendously, that are like DD. When it comes to the 3D printing space, like this one right here, I think it is, yeah, 3D systems. You know, this one ran up all the way up to a peak here of $50 and some change from the lows down here of $11, and it pulled back, and I haven't really seen them do much about this, but I feel like they're not worried about this one. They're like, you know what, that one already grew. I want to catch the ones that are down here with the potential to go up here and stay up there, right? That's really what they're looking for. So A1 is definitely looking like an opportunity, and this is definitely one you want to keep on your watch list and do more due diligence on. So definitely go to their website to see more about them. But man, 3D printing is looking like the future for real. If we haven't accepted it yet, you know, those are some of the plays that are going to be growth sectors in the future, and they're going to change the way things are done, you know, systematically like we know it. I mean, it's just incredible what a 3D printer can create while no one's around. It can just do it. So it's going to make things of manufacturing and everything a lot more, I guess, smoother, hopefully, without any supervision, and it's just going to allow things to be produced. And then this has a little bit of a tie-up with raw materials needed to print. So it's just wild how raw materials and 3D printing is going to be innovative in changing the game to everything that we know. And that's part of the market. I mean, the market is always ever changing. There's always new innovation. And while you don't want to accept certain things, it's probably the time to accept it, especially when you see institutional investors being bold. I definitely look into other institutional investors if they're buying into this one before the merger. That would be interesting as well. But I believe that, you know, for, you know, the track record of NNDM in ARK Invest portfolio and growing through all these offerings in the pullback and running back up, and how bold Kathy Wood is on 3D printing, and she's going into this one before the merger, I mean, that says a lot. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts down below and how you feel about this one, but definitely one to add to your watch list. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.